Well, good morning, Valley Baptist Middle School. This is Pastor Luke here, and it is Tuesday, and that means it is another Top 5 Tuesday. And today, I was inspired by my message for tomorrow night. So you'll have to tune in and check out exactly what I mean by that. But I was inspired by my message last night, and so I thought today our top 5 could be the MCU quotes or MCU lines from any movie that falls within the MCU universe. So I decided that would be the best way to go. I think it's going to be fun. I think it's going to be exciting. It was super difficult, but I'm happy with my list. But I may throw in a few extras in there that just, Thor Ragnarok, the whole movie, you can just quote the whole thing, and it would be awesome. So with that, let's hit the bumper, and we'll see you right back here and check out these lists. See you in a minute. Welcome back. We are here with the top 5 MCU list, and as you can see, I have a spare seat, so that means somebody is going to be joining me, and well, it's probably one of 4 people, and it is my wife, Miss Kate.
Hey guys,
is coming to join us today. Miss Kate, I know that's already your third cup of coffee, so you need to settle down.
First cup. Okay, quotes.
I highly doubt it.
You guys, I love the MC universe. I'm a fan. I don't know that I feel like I'm unworthy of knowing enough quotes to do this list.
I know, but you're all we got.
True. I'm here.
No, I'm just kidding.
No.
So she's here, and
I definitely had some favorite quotes. It was definitely hard to make this list, but
yeah, I mean there was, and the hard thing was, do you go sentimental? Do you go funny? Do you go important or impactful? Because there was a lot as I was thinking through and looking up clips and stuff of movies. Like for instance, one of my favorites that didn't make my list was. When Thor was about to forge Stormbreaker, the Forge Master looks at him and he goes, "If you're exposed to that, it'll kill you." And Thor looks at him and goes, "Only if I die." Just stuff like that is just so fantastic.
There's too many movies with too many good lines.
I know, to try to
we should have probably done favorite quotes of just the Avengers movie or favorite quotes of just Guardians of Galaxy, one movie alone. Okay, anyways, we better get to this list. We can talk about this whole. I know. Hey! Our children are watching us do this and they're laughing at us.
Yeah, it's okay.
Okay, my number 5.
Number 5, MCU quote. What is it, and who gave it to us?
Okay, do you want? You might get a little mad at me.
I don't care.
Or they might get mad. My number 5 quote was actually by Thanos.
I don't think that's where it's supposed to go, but that's okay.
I know, but
what does it say?
Okay, it says his quote is he's talking about why it's in Infinity War, and he's talking about he says hardest choices equal the strongest wills. And I realize he's talking about the choices that he has to make in terms of killing Earth.
Everybody.
But it's so true. The hardest choices in our life require the strongest wills. So I know out of context, I really like the quote. In context, I really hate the guy. So that's my number 5.
Good. Hey, no shame. I said favorite quotes. Doesn't matter where it's at. All right, my number 5. Mine are probably going to be more recognizable. Just because, like I said earlier...
Oh, the rest of mine are definitely going to be recognizable.
As I said earlier, I was inspired by my sermon for tomorrow.
Ooh.
And so it's I think it's going to be good.
Okay.
I don't know. We'll
What's
find
your
out.
number 5?
Number 5 is... I don't remember what my number 5 is. I Went for the Head.
Oh!
By Thor.
Poor Thor. He was plagued by that.
He was plagued by that, and...
No, isn't it you should have went for the head? No, I went for the head.
No, I went for the... No, this... Okay, so, yeah, let me give some clarity. Thanos says you should have went for the head when he killed him. Then Thor, the whole reason, is because he thinks he's responsible.
Right.
And so when they go to the planet where Thanos is hanging out,
right,
and he lops off his head, like everybody looks at him and he goes, "What? I went for the head."
And, that's right. I forgot about that. Okay,
that's my favorite line right there. I mean, it's kind of sentimental, but it just kind of shows that he was so angry and so frustrated that he didn't kill Thanos first, and this was something.
And fun fact to learn from that. He got what he officially wanted, but it sent him down an even darker spiral because it didn't actually do any good, the revenge. So, fun fact for revenge.
Fun fact. Number 4.
Okay, number 4. I am Groot.
Which line? Which
all
time?
of them. It's like think about this. It's a character. He says 3 words, and yet he emotes so much through every single movie. He's hands down, if we did top 5 characters, he would be one of my top 5 characters. He's so fun. I love it in the, which is the one in the, is it Guardians of the Galaxy 2, where he's like the teenager, and he's just, oh my gosh, he's so funny, so funny. Or the baby when he's walking around anyways, okay. Groot. I am Groot. Fantastic. Simple
great.
And great.
That's great. And it covers like 6 movie quotes.
Exactly.
In one.
See?
All right. Mine is Bring Me Thanos. Okay. From Infinity War. Thor has just built Stormbreaker. They're in Wakanda. They're about to lose. And he comes down in the Bifrost.
Yes.
Hits the ground and charges and cries, "Bring me Thanos." From what I understand, that was not on script. He just said it. He didn't think it was going to be that big of a deal until somebody sent him a YouTube video of people in theaters reacting to that quote. It's one of my favorite scenes. I have it saved in my watch list from when he comes, and you're just like, yeah, here it comes. Kind of reminds me of, I say it kind of reminds me because it's not even going to compare, but of when you read like in Revelation, and it talks about the Cloud Rider coming on the clouds.
Ooh, Cloud Rider.
I love it.
Oh, look at that. Okay, my number 3. Wait, are we ready for my number 3?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Okay, my number 3 is another it's from Doctor Strange, the movie.
Good. That's good.
So it's when Doctor Strange, he says, "I'm not ready," and the Ancient One says, "No one ever is." And then she goes on to say like some more stuff, but. I just love, I don't know, it's kind of like that, the hardest choices, strongest wills. It's like that idea. We're never actually feeling ready to do anything.
Like you went with like stuff that actually applies to your life. I just went with stuff that I thought was cool.
Well,
you've got these deep, like intellectual,
these
are my favorite quotes, and I'm like, bring me
no,
Thanos.
I mean, they're going to get sillier, but I mean, I am Groot. It's just,
no, that's
I love Doctor Strange. That's like, I love the character of him. I love that I love Benedict Cumberbatch too. But anyways, I don't know.
You should start watching British TV with me. He's all over that.
No.
Okay.
No, I'm kidding.
All right.
Okay, you're number 3.
My number 3. I gotta remember which one this is.
Oh!
Yes. Yeah.
I just saw his. Oh, I'm gonna
Okay.
cry. You talk about sentimental.
I know.
Oh!
So this is my favorite because it plays out through a lot of the movies, or it not plays out through a lot of the movies, but it's an ode back to some of the other movies, and it is.
I might start crying.
It is my absolute favorite line of all time, and it is.
But why is it number 1?
No, I guess it's not my ultimate favorite. It's my favorite scene in the movie.
Scene.
Favorite scene in the movie. You'll see why when we get to the other two. But is On Your Left. And it goes all the way back to Captain America.
Yes.
And they're running around Washington, D.C. And he keeps passing Sam and keeps saying, "On your left, on your left, on your left." And then we go all the way to Endgame. And Cap is there. He's getting Cap. No, not all hope is lost.
It seems like it.
Cap is coming to fight everybody. Everybody. He's all, I don't care. Tightens up his broken shield, and he's getting ready. He and Iron Man and Thor are getting ready. All right, let's bring it on. Bring on the armies of Thanos. We're going to fight it. And all of a sudden it goes, Cap, you there? Cap, can you hear me? Cap.
I'm like getting
and
goosebumps.
he reaches up and he touches his ear and he goes, on your left.
Ooh. I'm getting goosebumps just thinking about. Oh, gosh, that was my
Black
favorite.
Panther and all that. Yeah, so it was.
Yeah.
Good. I got goosebumps. It was good
Ooh.
stuff.
Okay.
So that's my number 3. All right, what's your number 2?
My number 2 is That's My Secret, Cat. I'm always angry.
High five. I love it.
From the original, like the first Avengers movie that they're all together and they're trying to like get Bruce Banner, the Hulk, to open up, and he's like, "What's your secret?" And then finally they're in that like battle scene and he's getting ready to, and in New York they're in that battle scene. And he's getting ready and he like looks at Cap and he's like, "That's my secret. I'm always angry." And then he Hulk smash. That was not my honorable mention, but one of my honorable mentions.
We'll get there.
Anyways,
we'll get to honorable mention. I love it.
That's my secret.
That's my secret. I'm always angry. That's good. That's good. Hey, that's my secret.
I know.
All right. My number 2. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Are you ready to cry again?
I don't know.
Are you sure?
Oh! Why didn't that wasn't anywhere on my list.
I love you 3000.
I love you 3000.
I mean, do I
There's
really?
some massive spoilers. Hopefully you guys have all seen the movie.
If you haven't, too bad.
Too late.
Yeah, just jump on it. I love you 3000. Greatest emotional line of the movie, I think. And I was surprised. This was at number 1 for a while, and then I talked myself out of it, and I think for good reason.
I completely forgot about it, honestly.
And so it's so great. It starts when his daughter, he comes in and he's talking to Gwyneth Paltrow, and he says, "She just told me she loves me 3000." And it was so cool. And then he's passed away. He leaves her a message, and before he signs off, he like walks over to the helmet and he like looks up. I mean, it's a projection of him, but he like looks right at her. He didn't know where she was going to be, and he says, "I love you 3000." And if you didn't cry during that, you need to check your heart, because you got some issues there. So that's my number 2. What is your number 1?
Wait, are we going to do honorable mentions?
Honorable mentions. I got to remember my honorable mention.
I'll do. Okay,
what is your honorable mention?
My honorable mention is okay. This is another. I guess maybe I am a little more obscure than I expected.
That's okay. I love your quotes. They're fantastic.
Iron Man 2.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, at the end of Iron Man 2. Well, I actually had to go look up where it was from. I remembered the quote, but I had to look it up to find out. It was at the end of Iron Man 2. It's when Nick Fury comes and talks to Iron Man, and he's like, blah, 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 and Nick Fury, and Nick leans across the table and he's like, "I got my eye on you." Get it? Because he only has one eye.
Mm-hmm.
And he says it a lot during the movies, and so it's just, that's my honorable. I thought it was funny. I have one more. You do your honorable. Let me look. Hold on. Let me look at
So I have a lot of honorable mentions. Like I said, the entire Thor Ragnarok movie. There's just little things here and there.
Sorry.
What's your other one?
Remember? Dang, how did I forget this? In Thor Ragnarok, when they finally get Thor in the ring,
Mm-hmm.
and he goes, and he looks at Hulk, he goes, "Hey, I know that guy. We work together."
He's a friend from work.
He's a friend from work.
You want to know something cool about that story? Do you know how that line got in there?
No.
You don't?
No, I
You
just
know?
thought it was
Okay.
funny.
No,
And then Hulk proceeds to just kick his butt.
Okay, wait until I tell you this, because this is going to blow your
my
mind
gosh.
and you're not going to believe it. So, yes, he says, hey, I know that guy. He's a friend from work. Loki, look who it is. So here's where that line came from. On that particular day of shooting, there was a Make-A-Wish person there, a kid, 10, 11, 12, I don't know how old he was. And they were working through the scene, and the kid said, "Hey, why don't you say, hey, that's a friend from work?" And so they threw it in and kept it.
Oh, now it makes me love it even more.
Yeah, it probably would have made your list if you would have known that.
Maybe.
So,
I don't know.
my honorable mention. Oh man, there's so many. Oh, I can't believe.
Just pick
one.
one.
I can't believe I left that off. So I'm gonna give 2 honorable mentions because I need to, because one of these one of these probably should have been on there. Yeah. Instead of I went for the head, the last one I'll give you was there. But my first honorable mention is Avengers Assemble.
Oh yeah.
At the very end, right before the big battle comes.
Yep.
Another one. Oh gosh, they just keep coming. When Captain Marvel meets Spider-Man on the battlefield.
Oh yeah.
Hey there, Peter Parker. You got something for me?
That is cute.
Funny, cute little things.
I didn't even think about Spider-Man. He is so funny.
Yeah,
and
he's
there are
got a
some
lot of...
really hilarious ones.
Yeah.
Oh.
There's a lot of stuff
anyways, keep
on
going.
there. And then the one that probably should have made my list over, I went for the head, even though it'd probably be close, was the one that should have been there, which should have made my top 5, was I Knew It. By Thor, when Cap picks up Mjolnir, flings it at him, and because you can see everything build from the end credit scene, where he actually lifts it, and Thor knows he lifts it because he can feel it, and then to when Thor goes back in time and he's at home, he's there with his mother, and he's all beat up and depressed, and she tells him and gets him there. Even in his depressed, self-absorbed state as huge Thor, he knows to get the hammer so that Cap can use it. And it's just one of those just crazy, crazy things where you can see it playing throughout several of the movies.
I thought when he went to like put his hand out for the hammer in that movie, it was him like trying to feel some redemption from the revenge grunge that he was in,
Yeah,
like
he wanted to make sure that he felt worthy.
He felt worthy,
and I think that was part of it. But
also
then he wouldn't have taken it with him. Yeah,
That's
so
true.
it's just how all those things.
Good stuff.
All right, number 1.
Well, you kind of already stole my thunder because my number 1 is on your left. Like that scene when it's just dark and they're all beat up. I mean, Thor, he's the god of thunder, and he has his noses like busted in from Thanos, and they're just it's dark and they're filthy, and then all of a sudden it's just like, and oh man, I cried like a baby.
By the way, Thanos in that movie is way OP because that is a Thanos from 5 years previous, not the Thanos they fought. They did a much better job of fighting Thanos with the Infinity Gauntlet, and then here's a non-Infinity Gauntlet Thanos. Sorry, I'm on a soapbox. I apologize, but I just thought he was way overpowered for that.
Anyways,
movie, but it's okay.
The fact that at the most important moment, all of them showed up, and then Spider-Man was there, and Iron Man and Spider-Man. Oh gosh.
All right, are you ready for my number 1?
Yeah. What's your number 1?
I think it's going to surprise you.
Okay, show me.
I think it's going to surprise you. It may surprise some of you, but it is the most iconic line in the movie.
Oh, I know what it is. Maybe not.
In the movie, it starts and ends the phases, the first phase and the last phase.
Okay.
Right? And I think it's the most important. I think I'm building this up, and everybody's gonna be like, "Oh, that sucks."
No, I think I know where you're going with this.
And it just kind of lets everybody know, hey, this thing's for real.
Yeah.
And that line is, what do you think it is?
I am Iron Man.
It is. I am.
That is such. I didn't even
Man.
think about that. The idea of like that when he.
So the
you
first
know
time.
the quote that he makes about what is the thing he says about I used to be a bad guy that blew, or I used to be a guy that made something and blew him. Anyways, never mind.
Yeah. No, I know where you're going. There's lots of good stuff in there. But yeah, I Am Iron Man is my top 1. It starts off the series. He says it at the very first time he says it is at the very end of Iron Man, the first Iron Man, which was the first Marvel movie, and it just kicked off 10 years of just amazing movies and amazing things.
Cinematic
and then
features.
It's the last line. He says there. Although I guess,
Anyways,
another line.
Don't leave it at that. I am Iron Man.
I am Iron Man. But here's the other one that should go along with that, and this should have made your list.
What?
You can rest now.
Oh.
she's going crazy.
And then Or the one that, oh man, we could like do a whole nother 15 minutes of this, but
Yeah, we
when
will.
she says to him, like
Maybe we will.
no, this is the last thing. When she says to him in the last movie, when he's basically getting ready to say, I gotta go help him, and she's like, one of my few failures in true Pepper Potts style. She goes, one of my few failures is convincing you. One of my few failures is getting you not to leave. Mm-hmm. And it's just, oh my goodness. But he knew what had to happen.
And she knew what had to happen.
And she knew what had to happen.
And
I love it when I'm making your mama anniversary present, and then she comes out in the end of the movie with her Iron Man suit on. Oh my goodness. Okay, we gotta stop. We gotta stop.
We can go on
we
forever.
can go on forever and ever and ever.
So we hope you enjoyed that video. Put in the comments what are some of your favorite lines.
I'm sure we missed a lot.
I know we missed a lot. We had,
there's like how many 30
probably,
million movies in this series,
So let us know what your favorites are. Let us know if you agree, if you disagree. Doesn't really matter if you do or not. Make sure you hit the like, subscribe button. But put in the comments what are some of your favorites. I love doing this. We got to do more like this.
Yeah,
it's a lot
for sure.
of fun.
It's good.
And we'll go from there. So have a great day. We'll see you later.